This is WAEC June 2019 General Mathematics Paper 2. We are answering question number 13B, and the question reads, two tanks A and B are filled to capacity with the diesel. Tank A holds 600 liters of diesel, more than tank B. If 100 liters of diesel was poured out from each tank, tank A would now then contain 3 times as much diesel as the tank B. So the question asks is to find the capacity of each tank. So let's attempt to answer these questions together. If I go back to the question, there are two tanks A and B, and both the tanks are filled to their maximum capacity. And what happened after filling them? Tank A holds 600 liters more than tank B, which means the capacity of tank A is more than the capacity of tank B by 600 liters. So 100 liters were removed from each of the two tanks, and what happened? Tank A now contains 3 times as much diesel as tank B. So the question asks is to find the capacity of each tank. So now let X to be the capacity of tank A. If X is the capacity of tank A, that is the amount of diesel inside tank A when it is filled. It implies the tank B that is having an amount of diesel 600 liters less than that of A. So we now have X minus 600. This will now be the capacity of tank B, because tank A contains 600 liters more than tank B. So subtracting 600 from the capacity of tank A, it will give you the capacity of tank B. So we continue. So from these capacities of tank A and tank B, 100 liters each were removed from those two tanks. So if that is done, after removing 100 liters, tank A will now have X minus 100, and tank B will now have X minus 600, that is its capacity, then minus 100. Simplifying this further gives X minus 700. This will now be the amount of diesel after removing 100 liters from tank B, and this will now be the amount of diesel after removing 100 liters from tank A. So if 100 liters were removed from each tank, what happened? Tank A would now have 3 times as much diesel as tank B. This is tank A, the capacity, X minus 100. So X minus 100 is now going to be 3 multiplied by the capacity of tank B after removing 100 liters, which is X minus 700. So 3 multiplied by bracket inside the bracket X minus 700. This will now be equals to X minus 100. So solving this very equation by multiplying what is in the bracket by 3, you have 3x minus 2100 equals to X minus 100. So collected like terms, this X shifted to the left and 2100 shifted to the right. You now have 2x equals to 2000. Divide both sides by 2, give answer X as 1000 liters. So this is the capacity of tank A. You can now use this to find the capacity of tank B by simply subtracting 600 from this 1000. So subtracting 600 from 1000 give answer 400 liters. This will now be the capacity of tank B. With this, I have answered this question, so let me just share with you how marks were distributed in this very question. So the very first mark is the bonus 1 mark. And this bonus 1 mark is for getting the capacity of tank B when 100 liters were removed in terms of the capacity of tank A. When you now have X minus 700, you have this bonus 1 mark. When you now equate the two volumes of the two tanks after moving 100 liters, you have this method 1 mark. When you now expand the bracket in attempt to solve this very equation, you have this method 1 mark. And when you now have X as 1000 liters, you have this accuracy 1 mark. Subtracting 600 from 1000 in attempt to get the capacity of the tank B, you have this method 1 mark. And when you now have the capacity of tank B as 400 liters exactly, you have this accuracy 1 mark. So in total, this very question has 6 good marks.